everyone, welcome back to my channel A Happier Me. In today's video, I'm getting a little personal and I'm sharing everything I have learned over the last 2 months with our havanese puppy, who is now 4.5 months old. If you are thinking about getting a puppy, this video is for you. So when we brought our havanese home, I was overwhelmed. As someone who had never lived with a pet before, this was a huge shift in my life. So I want to start with the truth. Puppies are adorable, but they are also a lot of work. Especially in the beginning, it felt like having a newborn all over again, especially for me who has never had any experience living with a dog or a cat. So there was a constant supervision, potty training, accidents, biting, unpredictable eating, and it was intense. There were moments I seriously wondered if I could do this, but 2 months in, things have slowly started to get better. We decided to potty train him outdoors from day one he came to our house. So he was already pee pad trained from the breeder, and it helped in the beginning when it was raining and it was late night. But lately he started playing with his pee pad and he likes to tear it apart, so I don't leave it out during the daytime and I encourage him to go outside. It was hard, but he's getting used to it. There are still accidents, but I've learned to celebrate all the small wins. So one of the biggest lessons I learned is patience. It takes time and consistency, and sometimes a deep breath. It took me a while to understand his cues, when he's bored, why he starts biting suddenly, when he needs to go, or when he's overstimulated. Now I know that a lot of the so-called bad behavior is just a puppy being a puppy. I also learned that a tired puppy is a good puppy, so I make sure to give him some exercise during the day and play with him. This tug of war game that he really likes, I do it usually twice or thrice a day, and this really tires him out. I work from home, so I make sure to take some time out during the day with these short training sessions. They do make a huge difference. Also, he enjoys walking outside. Since he's a small breed, he doesn't have to be walked every day, and I have a backyard, so he can burn off his energy just, playing in there. But he enjoys walking outside, and usually my daughter would take him out for walks in the evening, and sometimes the rest of us also do. It's good to do a loose leash walking. You could use a retractable leash, and I would highly recommend using a harness for small breeds, because it doesn't hurt their neck when they try to pull it, especially because their necks are usually very weak and it can damage it. So harness is better. It's also important to socialize your dog, so we have made sure that Loki meets some people every week away from our immediate household family. I've had some friends come over and our cleaning lady comes, so he likes to greet them. And recently he met another dog who's my friend's dog, and I just want to make sure that he doesn't react too much to other dogs. As of now, he's still doing it because he's only 4.5 months old and he's still discovering a lot of new things. So I hope once he is older, he'll become more desensitized to his surroundings. But right now, he gets very stimulated by everyone and everything he meets. He sniffs a lot during the walks. I'll see how it becomes in the next couple of months. I've seen other dog owners walk their dog, and the dog is just like walking in the straight line, and they're very indifferent because they're older. So, and they're trained in such a way. But as of this age, it's very difficult for a puppy to be indifferent, because they're very curious and they start chasing things and they start jumping on any new people. Well, today was a little different because we had an earthquake here in Southern California. It was pretty intense, and I noticed Loki started barking and birds were chirping. So initially I thought that he was just barking at the birds, but he was trying to alert us before we could even feel the tremor. I was out in the backyard with him, and suddenly everything started shaking. He quickly ran towards me. He got scared, and then he went hiding inside the house, and he was sleeping under the sofa. I've heard that animals have the super sense and they can feel something before we humans do, and today I experienced it firsthand. I will become honest here, I wasn't really keen on getting a dog initially because I thought it came with a lot of responsibilities and it does restrict you in terms of where you can or cannot go. My daughter had been asking for a while for a dog, and she's 15 years old now, and finally she's happy that she have one. And I want to say that now I am also very happy that I have him. I also thought that he would take some of my freedom away, and especially it was hard in the first month because I was focusing way too much on him. He was still adjusting to our family, we were adjusting to his schedule. He was only 2 months old. He was eating very often, grazing throughout the day, and having a lot of accidents inside the house. Now he's a little bit older, so I'm able to even do my work in his presence. I was also worried that we do travel to India once a year to see our parents, and this might restrict us, or it would be difficult to leave him here, but we'll figure it out, how to go about that. He's a small breed, so he's technically allowed on a plane also. We will talk about that in another video when we do travel with him. Now I can clearly say that he brings a lot more joy than the work that goes in raising him. He's goofy, he makes us laugh, he's so cute, and he has given a very positive vibe to the entire family. In fact, this experience has pushed me to grow. I have become more structured, more patient, and honestly more present. Just like when I had my children, when they were babies, puppies have a way of pulling you into the moment. Even we as family connect more, we talk around him, and he constantly seeks our attention. My kids started taking a more responsibility. So if me and my husband have to go somewhere, the kids are there at home watching Loki, which I think is a good thing. It's teaching them how to be more responsible and not leave things here and there. Well, that part they're still working on, and I do remind them constantly. In fact, recently Loki accidentally consumed Oreo cookies, and I really freaked out because it happened in my absence, and I found that in the camera that we have installed for him. I was out, and he was chewing on that, and luckily he only ate one or two, so it didn't really cause any harm to him. He was a little bit hyper and panting, but it did not upset his stomach. I think the amount of coca that he consumed wasn't that much to cause any toxicity, but this is something that we have to be very careful about, and I did remind my kids not to leave any chocolate or anything that could be dangerous for Loki in his reach. I know that dogs cannot eat chocolate, especially in large amounts, and onion and garlic and grapes are also not good for them. He's still young, so he will go after anything, so he needs constant supervision, and I think it'll get better once he is older. I still get frustrated sometimes when he has an accident and I have to clean it up, but I think I laugh more, and I have found joy in the smallest things, like watching him chase a ball, or when he looks at me with his puppy eyes, and when he just lies down and love to be stroked. Loki used to be scared in car rides in the beginning, but now he's comfortable. He enjoys it. Actually, my daughter always let him stick his head out from the window for short rides, and he really enjoys the wind. Recently, we took him to Starbucks drive-through, and he got to enjoy a pup cup, which basically had whipped cream, and it was fun to watch him eat. He's completely vaccinated now, and we took him for his first grooming appointment. He got a puppy cut where they basically trimmed hair around his eyes, nose, and tail and paws, and they cleaned his ears, eyes, and gave him a bath, and they also cut his nails. He loves people and he loves playing. In fact, Havanese breed was basically bred to become the companion dogs. The only downside I would say is that sometimes they do develop separation anxiety if they're left for long time alone. So from the beginning, we have made sure that he's used to me not being in the home for at least 30 minutes a day. So this way he knows that when I go, I do come back. And whenever our garage door opens, his ears become alert, as because he knows that someone is going to enter or exit. And this is the best part: when the kids come home, he greets them with so much love. This is something that you can only get from a dog, the unconditional love that they show to you, that you are so special to them and you are very much required for their happiness. And this just feels really nice. In this clipping, how my son is enjoying being with him. As you can see in this clipping, how my daughter is also enjoying meeting him after she's back from school. Okay, next is about his eating. He was a grazer and he didn't eat a lot at once. So I was a little bit worried in the beginning, but he's been gaining weight steadily, and now his vet has told him to restrict his feeding to twice a day only. So I give him the kibble, which he doesn't really like, and then I add some chicken, boiled chicken on it, which I basically boil for the whole week. I would keep like 2 servings in the fridge, and then for the rest 4 or 5 days I would keep it in the freezer, and I take 1 pack out, thaw it, and give it to him. This way he eats his kibble much better. He also enjoys licking his frozen chicken broth on the lick mat. So basically the water that I boil the chicken in, I pour that water on a lick mat and I freeze it and I give it to him. You can sometimes also add that chicken broth to the kibble if your dog is picky eater. And I want to make sure that I always have fresh water available for him all the time. I do replace his water twice during the day because it does get dirty, and I throw it and I put clean water for him. Besides that, we have a lot of toys for him and different types of treats. I like to go with the baby blue treats and all the natural ones with no preservatives. He also likes this beef liver, and you can give them frozen blueberries, small pieces of cheese also as treats. So they come very handy when you're trying to train them, especially during recalls. My husband recently bought this big leash which is about 50 feet long, and we will see how he learns recalls using this leash. We haven't tried it much yet. You probably can use it in parks and stuff, when it's hard for the dogs to concentrate because they're too distracted. This way you can pull it a little bit so that they can come back. Since he's still teething, I do recommend Nylabone teething rings and the bones. They are edible, and most puppies like them. Loki does like it. And but do not give your puppy any real bones, unlike popular belief, because sometimes those small pieces can go in their intestine and rupture it. Loki also enjoys eating a variety of fruits and veggies. He particularly likes blueberries, cantaloupes, apples, pears, banana, and I think all the fruits that we have given him. We only give very small amounts because dogs are primarily carnivores, so you can only introduce a little bit of grains and fruits, vegetables in their diet. He has a habit of just watching us eat our food, and he would ask like some food, and I think we spoiled him in the beginning by giving him a little bit of our food, like bread, roti, or chicken, like unseasoned veggies. But I think it has become his habit, and he always asks for food. So even if he has eaten his own, so this is something that we are trying to discourage now, and we don't give him the food if he asks for it. I sometimes give him crushed ice during that time because I feel like it keeps him busy. He enjoys like munching on it. It soothes his gums. So yeah, because this was my first time, I'm learning a lot each day, and we both are growing together. I do ask questions from other dog owners, some of my friends who've had dogs, and that helps me calm down if I have any anxiety or experiencing something that I have not had any idea. In the last 2 months, I would say that he's getting much better, and this is consistent with what pretty much I read online and from other dog owners, that it does get better. And now he has better bladder control, and he's able to tell me that when he needs to go out to do his business. So most of the time I do use the word potty, so he kind of associates it with going out. He enjoys my backyard, and sometimes he would just like to run there. And here you can see how he's playing around my son. And this is called zoomies, when they're running in full force, like circles to burn off their energy. So this is all for today. I will keep posting more videos about him. We haven't done any outing where we all had gone out, so I'll let you know how that will be once that happens. He's barely 4.5 months old, so as of now I'm not very comfortable leaving him alone for more than 2 to 3 hours at home at a time. And once he's older, he would probably be able to stay longer. So if you are bringing home a puppy soon, here's what I would say: be kind to yourself. It's okay to feel overwhelmed, especially in the beginning. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. Build routines, use a crate or playpen.
Loki, go to crate. Okay, wait. Good boy.
Get help if you need it, and watch several puppy training videos. And remember, it does get easier. So that's what I have learned in the last 2 months with our sweet little Havanese Loki. If you are on this journey too, let me know in the comments what's been the biggest surprise for you. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and share this video with anybody who is thinking about getting a puppy and are questioning whether they should get it or not. So this is all for today. I will see you guys in my next one. I know I haven't been able to post a lot of videos recently, but I will be posting regularly. Bye.